Hello. In this week's Parshat Bo, it contains the last three of the plagues that God metes out on the Egyptians. And those are locusts, the plague of darkness, and the death of the firstborn of Egypt. And my daughter asked me a question that made me think. And that was, why did Moshe tell the nation that everyone needs to take the blood of the Pesach offering and to put it on the doorposts? And then God, when he goes to kill each firstborn from every house, he will pass over the houses of the people that did this, and he'll know that there are Jewish people residing in there, and they'll be safe from this plague. The firstborn won't die. Because, first of all, she said, God knows, obviously, where all of the Jewish people reside. He doesn't need the sign. He could just pass over. And even more so, the proof is that in the other plagues, when God meted them out on the Egyptians, we're told that the Jewish nation wasn't affected, and that God had saved them from and spared them from those punishments, and that they were just for the Egyptians. So why all of a sudden now here on the last one, God's saying, put up this sign and you'll be saved from this plague? So it made me think a lot about the plagues in the first place, and how, yes, we know that each one of these 10 plagues were served as a punishment for some of the atrocities that the Egyptians have done to the nation, our nation, but it was also there for our nation to learn many things. And there was also a progression of them being able to see and know that God is there and God is saving them, and that it was a process for them, a psychological process. Because if you think about it, they were in the subjugation of Egypt for hundreds of years, and they were suffering so, and God had hid his face for that time. So how are they to know? All of a sudden, can you imagine if Moses comes and says, all right, Yalla, God came and he said, it's time to go, let's all go. Of course, I'm sure they would be glad and happy, as they were when he first explained that to them. But there would still be resistance on many levels. There would probably be doubt. Is this going to work? How is it going to work? What's going to be? There would be great fear of the Egyptians, who they were under them for so long and were so powerful. And will this really be? And how's it going to be? And I think it would have all been way too fast at the same point also. So when God meted out all these punishments, they were able to see slowly but surely through each and every one of the 9 plagues that came before this, that God was with them, and that they were spared time and time and time again. And they would see that God had indeed thought about them and taken them into consideration and saved them from all this and had a plan for them. And it wasn't until the last plague that they already had that message droned into them, and that it was a time that they were about to leave after the last plague. And now that they saw that God was truly their God and that God was going to save them, they had to say, yes, and we are your people. And they had to do something to say that we believe in you, we are your people, we want to go out, we want you to take us out, and to do their part and to profess their belief in God. And also, as psychologically, when you do something yourself, it makes it stronger. It makes the bond stronger. So they are professing it as well, that their part, that yes, we want to be your people and we want to go out. And they're also doing something that shows that they can slaughter the god of the Egyptians and have no fear. It emboldened them, and it also helped them to finalize that they are indeed God's people, and they're ready to go. They're ready to go out and represent. And so it had great purpose. It wasn't just that God would see it and pass over, but that they're professing to God that we want you to be our God, and we want to go on this mission now. And I think that's really important, is that it's not just that in time with things that we should say that this person knows what's in my heart and they know, but when you do something, it's not only shows the other person, but it reinforces your devotion to that other person, and it makes you stronger and more committed. And so it's always important to state and to show and to do something to show your allegiance with things that are very important. It's not just what's in your mind, but it's also your action that speaks volumes. Shabbat Shalom.